What up? It's your boy. SHEN folk. What a day I got for you. So we're gonna start off with let's catch a thief, bud. Let's catch us a thief. Hey? We got a thumbnail there for you of a thief. A legit thief. One of many I have lined up for you, I might add. We'll talk about what a thief is. A thief is someone who thinks they can get away with it and doesn't want you to know their identity or their whereabouts, where they rest their head. Where's their home? What's their family name? I know! Do you know what that means? You know what that means when the people that steal off you, you find out and you know their whereabouts? Holy fuck! You better run. You better run. If you've stolen from me and you know it, and I know you know and you know I know, you better run. Because you got less than a couple years. First thing that's going to happen, some videos are going to go up of people who stole from me. I'm going to make you lose your job. I'm going to take away a bunch of shit from you. The next thing I'm going to do is absolutely read the description. Oh, yeah! You'll see. You'll see. So we've got a thief in Steinbach today. This chick, or this being, we're not sure what it is yet. It's got a lot of femininely features there, if you look at the thing closely. We'll start with the face and the cheekbones. Look how soft those cheekbones are. That person has never worked a day in their life. Never. Probably a big-time supporter of free checks, hey? Big-time supporter of the free check industry, hey? You know what I'm talking about. Look at the frailness on that, hey? Imagine if you look like that. Imagine if someone was like, hey, hey, hon. Hey, I'm a dude. I am a dude, hey? I'm pretty sure that's a chick in the picture anyway. Let me know. We're looking for a chick. She's about 5'5", 122 pounds. 4 eyes. She got glasses. Saggy boobs that go left to the left. Both boobs are going to the left. I don't know how that is. The one on the right goes to the right and then swirls back to the left. See, what I'm doing here is I'm mocking the ones that need to be mocked. We need to shame, absolutely hardcore shame, those who break the law, those who steal from our homes, hard-earned money we paid for, they think they can come in and get. Because I go to a hockey game, because I go out for a few hours for a little bit. You have to learn. So I think the best thing to explain is who I am. Who am I? Let's ask around, shall we? So I'm going to clip this video, and we're going to go visit some of my friends. My wife is she's very vocal. She's like, I want to meet more of your friends. Well, I don't know if my friends want to meet you. I grew up, I split my life, right? My life was young. My wife works in an office. My friends work in construction and other jobs that are like mining, demolition. Nobody wants to talk about a framework for corporate industry. They don't give a fuck about corporations. In fact, they know that those corporations will fold in 2 to 3 years. Well, they still have work in all their major industries that they own their own businesses, period. They're bosses. So my friends, my family, where I come from, we don't know this city life. Like, people think they know it, but still, you can't, I can't. I'm not from the city, but I own this city in the aspect that if there's something going on, I'm one of the few people that can solve the problem that's going on right then and there. And I'm a country boy. Now, I want you to hold your thought and think about this. You live in the city your whole life and you can't drive through the snow in the city. You still get stuck. I have never in my life been stuck in the snow. I swear on my Uma's life. All my friends, every chick I ever banged, put me in the seat. As soon as I was in the seat, we were out in seconds. She's sitting there, she's crying. She's like, oh my God, we're never getting out of here. I'm like, dude, 3 seconds in that chair will get us out. Okay. And this is like 400 different chicks I've done this with. 500 different guys I've done this with. But lots of them, and most of them are city people, right? I have saved so many lives. There was a woman trapped underneath a vehicle in Winnipeg in the city. If that happened in the country where I'm from, they would have to move to another country because it's a hilarity that you can't get over. If you end up trapping yourself under a vehicle, you know, think about how funny that sounds, right? You have trapped yourself and lodged your own arm under a vehicle. Now, I had that situation happen. Like one of the second year I was living in Winnipeg, I'm like, Jesus, what is this? I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And then I'm thinking to myself, you took your tiny little car out, knowing that we got 4 feet of snow last night. In the country, when you get 4 feet of snow, you don't take your car out. Only trucks on the road. This is like common sense. I had a Volkswagen Jetta going down a back lane, and I hear screaming at 8 in the morning or 7:30 in the morning. I'm the only one up, or everyone got up when I was like, yeah, I hear screaming. I'm in my house coat, just what's my name with Gotch on, and I run out there. I'm running outside. I'm listening. Which way is this deathly scream coming from? And I go right to the back lane, and I'm looking, and I don't see anybody, but I hear someone screaming. And it's nearby, and then I look, and there's a vehicle, just a little bit down past my garage or my shed, on the side there, and I'm like, what the hell? And there's a car running with, lodged, the bumper, it's up to its bumper in snow. And I'm like, what is going on? And I can clearly see there's another side of the road with a third of the snow that you could have easily motored down and gotten out of there. No, this chick takes the high side of the snow. I've seen so many chicks take the opposite side of the road in my life that I think you should probably have a driving course in Winnipeg or in Manitoba for winter. And if you can't pass the driving winter course, you shouldn't get your license. There's fucking 5 months of winter in this province. We need a winter driving course, not just for women. For 600 men I've pushed or driven out, 500 women. More men I've helped, but I think more men have driven. Which is fact, yeah. I know way more men that drive than women. So yeah. So actually, yeah, women suck at winter driving almost entirely. I don't know a lot of women that don't get stuck in snow. For some reason, when you're a man, it's like you get the company truck or something and you learn how to rock a vehicle. I don't know one woman that knows how to rock a vehicle. So, if you know how to rock a vehicle, that's awesome. But I want to see you do it in a car. It's great you can rock a vehicle in a 4-wheel drive SUV. These things weren't around 20 years ago. I was bagging Chevettes. That's what was around 25, 30 years ago. And I could pull 4 feet of snow. I trucked down a gravel road with 5 other dudes. Actually, a famous chick who's on TV that I can get a hold of this minute if I wanted to. But I choose not to have, that right now. But I will. And and her brother is my best friend. And she's my best friend. And they are, one's on TV, one's going to be on TV in a couple years for another show in Canada. I can't wait. I hope I can go out there and be like, I love this show, and this is my best friend, and I'm on the show. But if it happens, it's going to be cool. But, I think my buddy's getting his own show because of my girlfriend, because of his sister and her husband. Her husband is a very famous man. For 5 or 7 years on Canadian television. Very famous around the world, actually, but in Canada he's extremely well known. I give people their privacy. Anyway, back to what I was saying was, she and he were in the Chevette, plus 2 other people. There was 5 people, all average size weight, all perfect weight, and had no body fat, but 5 16-year-olds or 15-year-olds a couple. The chick is a year and a half older than me, and the guy is my age. I'm older than him by 6 months. Her brother. It's weird. And so that happened. He's just born in August. I'm born in January. So I got us out of there. I got us out of that mess. And everyone in the vehicle, I'm sitting there in the driver's seat going, holy fuck, I'm plowing snow with a Chevette. And they are like the four other people tried driving, right? And I was sitting in the back, and what's my name? And I'm thinking this is hilarious, but now I'm realizing how fucked we are. There's no one coming, and we've been stuck for now 2.5 hours. It's now about 5 o'clock at night. It's starting to it's almost dark. It's 4:30, 5 o'clock at night, and it's going down, and I'm like, and I look at everyone, and everyone is gassed. We've been running behind the Chevette pushing, because these drivers that are driving are such shit drivers, they don't goose it. And even when they goose it, they can't keep it straight. They're not feathering it and just bumping it just a little bit. You gotta bump the tire just a little bit. If you go straight, it's tension, there's drag. If you feather it and you're bumping it, just a boop, 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 and you're like this and you're fucking conking it, you can literally glide. I don't know if you've ever seen a UFO in the sky, but they literally go like this because there's less friction in the air. Well, everything spirals, eh? They realized that energy. So 400 years ago, or 300 years ago, some person. Oh no, it was the indigenous people that realized light waves travel in spirals. The white man didn't believe this for generations, hundreds of years. The white man they scoffed at this, or they just didn't want people to know the truth. Well, it turns out the greatest light waves ever and the fastest moving light waves spiral. Everything in the universe, energy, spirals. It doesn't travel in a straight line. It spirals. So when you're doing this maneuver, and when you're moving forward using what's called kinetic energy, you're actually spiraling. When you go left, right, when you bobble it, left, right. But I don't want to get too specific with you. Boom! Because you're a nub compared to me, okay? Put it that way. So, as I'm spiraling in this car, they are chanting, yo, dude, you're doing it! And they're saying stop I had nicknames, but I can't use them. And they are letting me know that no one in the vehicle could do what I'm doing right now. They're not pushing. I said, every one of you get in right now. What I did was I got them together. I said, okay, and I was puking. I was puking in the ditch. My buddy Steve, my best friend, was puking in the ditch with me, alongside me. We were done. We were gassed. We were like we couldn't move. We were drenched in sweat. It was the middle of winter, and we were down to t-shirt and gotch with boots on, pushing. And we knew we were in a lot of trouble because we were 40 miles in the middle of nowhere in the back roads. 40 miles in a direction that was empty. Like, we were way over here, and the nearest town was about 70 miles away. And it's getting dark, and we don't even have a sip of water. Not a sip of water. We don't have any food. We're not worried about the food. We have no water, and we're going to spend the night in a car. 40 miles. And there's not going to be anybody coming down this road for days because there is a blizzard. And Dickhead decides to take us down a gravel road that clearly wasn't plowed. And rather than seeing it not being plowed, he continues to go on for miles at 70 kilometers an hour. So we're plowing then, but when you get stuck in 4 feet of snow, which it kept getting heavier, thicker, heavier and heavier as we went into it, I'm like, you gotta stop right now. And the road was narrow, and both sides of the things were so high, we had no hope of turning around. We literally plowed snow down a gravel road, going in a direction we didn't know what was the direction, until I found a left turn and hung it as fast as I could. And then we had to shovel and plow again. We had to clear out the whole front end of the car. We had to clear out 15 feet in the back. And then we proceeded to have one person tell me exactly where to go because the road was narrow and the ditches were government ditches. They're deep. So they're coming to pull us back like this. I got one guy pulling me back here. I got another guy telling me if I'm coming too close on this side. Because it's no room. And you can see the ditch slide straight down. And it's snow. If you hit that ditch, we're done. We have to start walking right then and there. And we're not getting anywhere in that high snow, 40 miles, and it's cold out, and we're already gassed. We've already been doing this for hours, and gassed. I mean, we've been pumping iron, the most maximum weight we could pump as men. There's one lady there, one woman, and we were gassed, all of us. All them hockey players, I'm a star soccer player, the greatest volleyball, badminton player you will ever touch. Handball, superstar, I was a golf wizard, you named it back then. I did all sports. Basketball, I was the runner and the passer, but I wasn't the dunker. I had a buddy Me and my buddy, we owned I was the Charles Barkley of the entire high school. Nobody touched me. What else was there? But anyway, back to what I was saying. This is awesome. This is the part that gets awesome. So I back this fucker up as far as I can, and I look at Buddy and I go, you know, I'm taking this thing and I'm bagging this thing. He's like, no, bag it. We got to get out of here. I'll never tell. You know, nobody's going to know. Because it wasn't even his vehicle. It was like his parents' vehicle or something. Like their second rider or something, you know. And I'm like, you, and I knew his dad. And I'm like, you make sure, right? And he's like, nope. I was driving totally, and if anything's wrong, it's my responsibility. And I said, yeah, because you suck at driving, bro, right? And he's like, yeah, no, you're a way better driver than me. And I'm like, and guy's a year and a half old. He's going to school with my buddy's sister, who's older than me by, I think, 2 years. I don't really know at the time. I think she's 2 years older than me. Anyway, I used to know, but I don't remember anymore. I think she's 2 years older than me. I can't remember if she was 1 year ahead or 2 years in school. Anyway, the next thing that happens is hilarious. We all, as we know we're getting out of it, I tell Buddy, I say, Buddy, start, I tell him to spark it up or whatever, and there's like 9 people just singing. Like, it sounds like 9, just 6 or 5 of us singing, but it's just 5, all 5 of us are singing a certain tune, eh? And oh my god, it's like, I just remember that one moment, and it's such a perfect thing, you know? After the chant, this is after the chant, this is the second road, and then that road we went down that one for a long time. It was only about 3 feet, it wasn't quite, 3.5, close to 4 feet high, so 4 freaking feet, and this guy's still driving, and he didn't have the inkling to stop, reverse, and take his tracks back the way he came in. No, he takes us for like 6 miles, 10 miles down this road. That's getting more and more and more, so there's no way we could get back, right? And, because we go walking. The first thing we do is see how far back it is before we can, and it kept going. Guy's like, no, there's no way. He's like, it's forever. It's like, we kept driving. I'm like, oh my god, I said stop. I said that snow is getting higher. I said stop. And that was one of the reasons I'm like, hey, well, I told you the snow is getting higher and you didn't stop. I'm driving. And it wasn't even my vehicle, but I'm like, okay, this is what I did. At like the 2-hour mark, me and Steve are puking in the ditch. I call a team meeting as best I can. Hey! What the fuck's going on? I'm in charge. This is what we're doing. I shit you not. Start shoveling out those 2 back tires. The front of the vehicle, shovel it as far ahead as you can. None of us had shovels. We're literally using our hands. We are drenched. We are soaked. Our arms, our gloves, everything we have is soaking wet. We're going like this. We're on the ground, on our knees. Everyone's spreading the snow. We've got 2 people on the edges of the ditches taking the snow that people are bringing them and swathing it to the side. You move up 2 feet, you do the same thing again. Your arm is going in the gravel. If your arm hasn't touched gravel, you haven't dug down deep enough, in my opinion. And they're like, well, what are you doing? I'm like, bro, when I'm done puking, me and Buddy were pushing. The 3 of them were in the car. I said to the 2 guys, not the girl, I said to the 2 guys that were older than me, I said, me and Steve might be younger, but you 2 are doing nothing. I said, me and Steve could thump you, both of you. Steve could thump both of you. I will knock both of you to the moon if you don't shut up and do exactly as I say right now. And then when we got back to high school, when we got back to like life, 2 days, 3 days later, I thumped the guy in the back seat. Just a big shot, eh? Until you're not. And the other guy, the other guy drove away really fast in the parking lot because I told him what I thought of him, and he said that I heard some bitch line in the high school that he did everything. I quickly corrected that, and I told everyone what a bitch that guy was that day. I believe he cried. So I was like, damn! No, there's people out there, man. If you're a thief, you're a bitch. If you're a thief, you're gonna get stitches. If you're a thief, you're gonna rot in a cage. If you're a thief, I'm gonna catch you. When I do, it ain't gonna be pretty. Stay tuned for more great videos.